There are a lot of success stories in America. I mean, you can look around and find amazing people who have done super things in this country. But it is very hard to find a story better than Carly Fiorina. Here's a woman who worked her way up from being the secretary at HP to being the CEO at HP. Here's a person who has not only taken a company from 80,000 employees, but she doubled it to 160,000 employees. Here's a woman who loves our country, who has fought for our country, who's worked on behalf of presidential candidates in the past, and now here she is presenting herself as a presidential candidate. There are two things that I think are most important about Carly. As this month we celebrate, Reverend Eastep, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Carly Fiorina is a breast cancer survivor. And like myself, Carly had an amazing mama. And her mama told her something that I wanted to read because I wanted to get it right. You've heard it before, but her mother was so clear in her early instructions. And if you believe, as I do, that Carly is living up to the request of her mama, give her an amazing round of applause. Her mama said, "What you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God." Help me welcome Carly Fiorina.
Luann from Aiken, Carly wants you to kind of synthesize the rule of law with the welcoming nature of our country as it relates to immigration. Your thoughts on immigration and if we need reforms, in what areas?
We literally have been talking about fixing this problem for 25 years. Our border remains insecure. We must secure it. A nation that cannot secure its border cannot protect its sovereignty. The border must be secured. And this isn't rocket science. It takes money, it takes manpower, it takes technology, but mostly apparently it takes leadership and political willpower. So we have to secure the border. This is the classic example of why we need leadership, not management, in Washington, D.C. Because it takes leadership to get done the obvious things that government is accountable for. And when we do not secure our border, the American people conclude, if you can't do the basics, why should I trust you to do anything else? Secondly, we have to fix the legal immigration system. The legal immigration system contributes to this problem hugely. Half of the people who are here illegally came on a legal visa and just decided to overstay. Nobody did anything about it. We don't have a guest worker program that works for agriculture, as an example. We send the wrong people home, we let the wrong people in. We don't have an employer verification system that works, therefore we don't make it mandatory. For heaven's sakes, this is the most sophisticated technological nation on the planet. Of course we can build an employer verification system that works.
What would be your foreign policy approach on Russia, Syria, and other challenges that we're seeing popping up around the world?
Let me just begin by saying that I know more world leaders on the stage today than anyone running, with the possible exception of Hillary Clinton, but I didn't do photo ops. I did business, charity, policy. I've met Vladimir Putin. I've met many of the world leaders engaged in things today. I've also had the privilege of chairing the advisory board at the CIA, advising 2 secretaries of defense, a secretary of Homeland Security, a secretary of state. So let me start at the top with my principles. Number 1, we must have the strongest military on the face of the planet, and everyone has to know it.
Don from North Augusta has a question about global warming, and Alice from Aiken wanted your thoughts on Yucca Mountain, Savannah River nuclear site, and nuclear waste and energy in general.
Here's my answer. We must be the global energy powerhouse of the 21st century. We must be. We can be. We have all the resources, we have all the capabilities, we have all the technology to do so. This is the classic case of a self-inflicted wound. Do you know that we are now permitting, as a result of this Iranian deal, we are now permitting the Iranians to export oil, but our own producers in this nation cannot export oil. You talk about a self-inflicted wound. We must be the global energy powerhouse of the 21st century for so many reasons. Because it will create millions of jobs. Because we will be an exporter. Because we need industry strong enough to innovate. But also because if we are the global energy powerhouse of the 21st century, the bad guys have less leverage. Iran has less leverage. Russia has less leverage. Venezuela has less leverage. This makes all the sense in the world. Now, do I believe that a global energy powerhouse strategy requires us to use all kinds of energy, including nuclear? Yes. And ultimately, this is a decision that communities need to make.